Thanks for spending time creating a script with us. We'd like to dig a little deeper into some of the formatting and additional features that MediaShot has to offer. To do this, we'll put a couple final touches on the script that we have finished building earlier. First, let's double-click on the MediaShot icon to open the program. Now, you may see this pop-up message that will come up on your screen. What this is added in for is to give you the ability to update your lyric library with any changes that you have made in this script. So, this pop-up is letting us know that we have Come Thou Fount in our service, and it's telling us that we've made a change that does not reflect in our lyric library. On this pop-up window, you have three options. The first option is to replace the lyric in library from script. This means that you're going to overwrite the original song with all the changes that you've made in this script this week. Your second option is to choose Ignore Lyric in Script. This would be used if you only want to make the changes just for this 1 week, or if you want to go back in and save it to your library later. The final option is Add Lyrics from Script as New to Library. This simply means that you will add a new copy of that same song to your library. This will create 2 copies of the same song in your library. The original song will be as it was. The new song will have the changes that you've made here today. I like to check the box at the bottom that says do this to all lyrics in this script and then make my selection. For now, I'm going to choose Replace because the changes that I made, I want to keep those for in the future. One of the first things that I want to look at when we dig into some more advanced features are applying transitions. This is something that you may or may not use very often. There's 2 ways that you can apply transitions. First, you can click the down arrow in the top right corner of any cue. This opens your cue properties window. Here, you can open up the blank drop-down list and choose the transition that you need. Just be sure to click the arrow to the left of the transition and then choose the one that you need. Finally, click out of that window to close the drop-down list. You can also apply transitions to objects such as text or images. For this, I'm going to go to one of our lyrics. If I click inside the text box, you'll see a white FX button on the ribbon. You'll also see this button if you're on a video or an image as well. When you click this button, it opens a window that has more of your advanced formatting options. On the bottom left corner, you'll find your transitions. On the right-hand side, you'll find formatting options for your text and for the text box. Again, you want to open the drop-down list for transition and choose the arrow to the left and then select the physical transition that you need. Once you've made your selection, simply close out of this window. Now let's click on the background image and go into the FX button on it. You'll see here that we have less options to choose from, but there still are a few things that you can make changes to. Just like before, simply click the X to close out of this window once you're done. When you're selected on an object, you'll have the option for Apply Preset. Presets can be extremely helpful. You'll see that by default, MediaShot comes with 4 presets set up. You have Full Scale Play 1, Full Scale, Full Stretch Play 1, and Full Stretch. Now we talked about Full Scale and Full Stretch earlier, so I think you know the differences between those. The difference between Play 1 and just Full Scale or Full Stretch is that it sets videos to only play 1 time as opposed to setting them to loop. With presets, you can choose one of these options to quickly adjust the object that you're selected on, or you can use these to set up a default. I like to set my default to be Full Stretch because I use a lot of motion background videos on my lyrics and Bible cues. When I set my Full Stretch preset to be my default, that will automatically set all videos and all images to come in at full stretch. It will also set all videos to loop.
Alright, now that Ryan has showed us some advanced formatting options, let's go ahead and insert a countdown. You'll see that we already have a video countdown that was pre-made in our script, but in this case, we're going to use our own custom countdown using the features of MediaShout. This will allow you to use the background of your choice, and the clock will come from MediaShout. First, let's delete the countdown cue we have already by right-clicking and selecting Delete. Then we'll highlight our countdown comment and go to Insert Elements and put in a blank. The first thing we'll do is pick our video background. Of course, we can do that by going to Change BG for this entire cue into Video File. Now that we have our background, we just need to insert our clock object. Let's go to the Insert Object button to Countdown/Clock Object. Now we can position it wherever we want. The first thing I'll do is expand the size of my text box. Then, I'll highlight the text and place my cursor in the font size field. Enter the font size that I want and press Enter, and you'll see that it is applied. I'm going to change the justification to center and position the clock where I want it. I'll also turn it to bold and change any of the font settings that I would like to adjust. I can even use the effects button, like Ryan showed us, to do some fine tweaks. For now, I'm happy with the way this countdown looks, so let's fire it and see what it looks like on our screen. Great! This demonstrates how we can use the features of MediaShout to build a custom countdown using any background. Okay, now that our countdown is finished, let's look at another element of MediaShout called the stage display. Also known as a confidence monitor, this is how MediaShout can display different content for the folks on the stage to use as sort of like a teleprompter. Let's go and look at a song. Notice that we're already editing the main screen, so let's click the Edit Stage button to almost flip a coin and edit the stage side. You'll notice that we have the same text from the main side, but we have some different elements to this page as well. We have what are called tokens in the areas above and below the text. These allow you to insert objects like the stanza name and the next line to give your folks a preview of what's coming next. We have complete control of this, so if you were to backspace this and go to Insert Token, you could choose your own here. For now, I'm happy with the way this looks. I just want to make a small change. I'm going to take the token here, which is the next line, and make it just a little smaller. And I'm going to center it. I think I want the text of my song to be centered as well. Remember the Apply to Cue button, and I'll leave the title in the top left. Now I'm happy with the way this looks. You'll notice on here there are some more advanced options as well. If I check the Mirror Main button, that would allow me to show exactly what's on the main screen, background and all, on this particular slide. You can choose this setting globally on the Settings tab with Stage Mirrors Main by default, or you could make the selection one cue at a time. This is helpful if you want the sermon notes and the songs to show in this teleprompter kind of mode, but your pastor wants to be able to see the video cue you have in your service without turning back to look at the congregation screen. In that case, you could choose Mirror Main just on a video cue and leave your songs to main text. Main text means the text is being pulled in from the main side, but you have custom formatting options. Custom text means you have complete custom control. You could even put your own text on the song. This would be helpful if you wanted to insert special notes for the choir or praise team, or even if you wanted to put guitar chords. Now, it would take some advanced formatting and work to get it just right, but you could do that using this feature of Media Shout. You also have Main Display, which is almost like Mirror Main. When you make your selection, remember to hit the Apply to All button to make it apply to every page of your cue. Once you're happy with your settings and the way your screen looks, you can also save this as a template just like you can on the main side. For this, you would go to the Templates tab, into the Stage section, and go to Save Stage Template As to make your own. Or you can simply click Save Stage Template to update the existing one. Now that I've saved my stage template, I can go to my other songs and apply it as well. And to demonstrate what we just selected, let's go to our video and select Mirror Main on this cue. Another thing that we can do to format our video cues is to select our own point where we want it to display the thumbnail. This is helpful in this case because the first frame of the video looks sort of black, so it's hard to tell for the operator maybe what this video is. To fix this, simply select the video in your inline editor, go up to Play and Mark, and drag the playback bar to define where you'd like the thumbnail to be created from. Once you're happy with it, press Mark Thumb. This updates the thumbnail to give the operator a better idea of what the video looks like.
One other advanced feature of Media Shout that I want to talk about is the Keys section. You can find this under the Advanced tab here in the Keys section. You'll see that next to each key we have 3 buttons. The capital E for Edit, the capital M for Main, and the capital S for Stage. The capital E button gives you the option to edit the key. For now, I'm going to edit the quick test message. When I click the capital E, you'll see that it opens up in the inline editor and shows me this is a test quick message. I can click in this editing area and I have all the same formatting options that I normally have when I'm in a text box. Just like in the rest of the script, when you make an adjustment to the text, whether it be changing the font size, or the color of the text, make sure that you click the Apply to Cue button before clicking Save and Return to Script down here at the bottom. To set up the key countdown clock, all you need to do is click into the number area that you want to adjust, and then click the up arrow to start moving it up. So when I'm in the middle section, I click the up arrow. It gives me 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And then I can click in the seconds section and hit the up arrow to adjust that as well. Once I have the key timer set the way I need it to be, I can click the capital M to turn it on the main screen or the capital S to turn it on the stage screen. You'll see that as soon as I click either one, the timer will begin counting down. These keys are set up to give you the ability to quickly show something on the screen. The content of the key will overlay what you currently have on your screen. Under the Advanced tab, you'll find the Audio Playlist button. This is where you can create and set up an audio playlist to play through while you advance through your cues. When you click the Audio Playlist button, it opens the Audio Playlist window. To start, in the top left corner, click the gear icon, and then click Create New Playlist. Here, you can give your playlist a name. Now that you have your audio playlist created, you can begin dragging in your MP3 files from where you have them stored on your computer's hard drive. Let's go to where those are stored and bring them in. You can drag one audio file at a time, like this, or you can highlight multiple, like we talked about before, and drag them in at once. Now that we have our playlist created, we can choose some settings in the bottom right corner to set the playlist to shuffle, to loop, and to advance automatically. Once you have it set up, simply close out of the audio playlist window. Now let's add that audio playlist to our script. For that, go back to your Home tab and click inside your script where you want that audio playlist to go. We want to insert hours at the top of our script, so I'm going to click on my announcement slides comment. From there, I'll go to Insert Elements and choose Script Control. Now the target of my script control is going to be Audio Playlist. Then I can choose the actual playlist name beneath it. Now, when I fire my script control, the audio playlist will begin playing, and then I can advance into my announcements. Now let's insert a script control to stop the sound so we can go into the rest of our service after our announcements have finished. So let's go down and select our countdown cue. And let's right click on it and go to Insert and select Sound Control. By default, the sound control is set up to stop all sounds. This is exactly how we want it to be set up. You can either use your spacebar to advance into the sound control and allow it to take over, or you can double click on the sound control to allow it to take over the playlist and stop all the sounds. From there, you can continue advancing into your welcome slide and then go into the rest of your service. One last thing I want to do while we're here is set our bumper video to advance automatically once it finishes. For this, you'll click the down arrow in the top right corner of that page. Here, you'll see the drop-down list that's set for manual. When you open that, you'll see an arrow to the left of End of Media. Simply click that, and then you can select the actual video name. This tells MediaShout that as soon as that video has finished, go ahead and advance to the next cue.
Alright, now that Ryan has made some adjustments to our bumper video, let's make an adjustment to the video we're using for our response time. We'll scroll down our script and select the cue we want to work on. First of all, I'm going to click the video and make sure that it is set to loop. And then I want to add some audio to this cue. There are a couple of different ways we can do that. One way is to go to Insert Object and choose Audio. This allows us to browse our computer for the audio file we'd like to use. For this time of the service, I just want a simple ambient sound to play under prayer. I'll select my worship atmosphere pad, and now it's added to the cue. One thing to look out for when you use this method to add audio to your cue is that the audio will be spread out to all the pages of that cue and not just one. In this cue, we only have one page, so it's not as big of a concern. But if we had a lyric, we'd want to make sure our audio was selected with the speaker here, and go to Object Visibility and make sure that it's set to Show on All. There's another method you can use to add audio to your cues where you don't actually have to worry about that. Similar to what Ryan and I have talked about earlier in the video, you can simply drag and drop audio onto a cue as well. Alright, now that we've added the audio to our response time cue, we're good to go. Let's take a look at one element of the MediaShout control screen that we can further customize. You'll see in the top right we have the quick cues. These are also referred to as panic buttons in previous versions of MediaShout. You may see the MediaShout logo and a color bar, which could be helpful for testing your projector. But in real-life instances, we may want to assign different things to these cues, such as your church logo or a background that you go to often. To do that, you can right-click any of these cues and choose Edit. The background of this quick cue is the MediaShout logo, but if I want to change that, I can go to the Change BG button and then choose a logo of my choice. Once I'm done, just like Ryan showed us with the keys, we can click Save and return to script. Now, I can fire my church logo on the fly. You can also adjust the quick cues by dragging and dropping. And finally, we can make further changes to the quick cues, such as even applying a transition to them. Maybe we want a way to quickly dissolve to black, but we don't want it to seem too abrupt. If we right-click that quick cue and click Edit, then go to the down arrow in the top right of the cue thumbnail, we can apply a transition of our choice. Again, we'll save and return to script. Now, if I fire that quick cue, it will show a dissolve. The other two buttons we have in the panic button area are our clear main and our stop all button. If we fire a song cue, you can see that the clear main button allows us to show the background, but just take the text off on the fly. The stop all button will stop anything that's playing, whether it's video, audio, or any text content that's on the foreground. This just simply goes to a black screen immediately.
MediaShout 6 gives you a few different ways to transfer your script from one computer to another. The most convenient way is using the Cloud Sync option under the Advanced tab. When you click the Cloud Sync button, it will open up the Cloud Sync window. Here, you can sign in to your Dropbox account or whichever other cloud account you have. I'm going to log into our account here by typing in my email address and my password. Once I hit sign in, it's going to pop up and ask me if I would like to give MediaShout access to my Dropbox folder. I'll click allow, and then you should see all the scripts that you've uploaded to your cloud account. Now that we've logged into our Cloud Sync, we can actually utilize it and upload a script to the cloud. For this, once you are completely done building your service, you'll go to the File menu in the top left corner and choose Pack Current Script to Cloud. When I click this option, it is going to prepare my script to upload it to the cloud. In the middle of your screen, you'll see a message that your script has been successfully packed to the cloud. Click the OK button. Now we can go back to our Advanced tab and click the Cloud Sync button, and we should see our Sunday morning script in the list. Now, you'll notice on the right-hand side under the State column that this script has a cloud icon with an up arrow, while the other scripts have a cloud icon with a down arrow. This means that the Sunday morning script has not yet been uploaded to the cloud. To do this, simply click the up arrow cloud icon to begin the upload process. Once you have it uploaded, it will show up on everyone else's list to allow them to download it to their computer. To download a script to your computer, simply click the cloud icon with the down arrow. And once it is finished loading, we can drag it and drop it into a brand new script of MediaShout 6. You'll see that script open up, and it will look exactly the way it did on the computer that it was created on. Another option that you have in MediaShout 6 to transfer your script from one computer to another is to use the SSCX file format. For this, let's go to File and go to Save As. Beneath the file name field, you have your Save As type. By default, MediaShout sets the files up in an SSC format. The other option you have is SSCX. This format includes all of the media and everything that you've used in your service and puts it all into one file. The one caveat to this is that you cannot copy and paste from one script to another. Once you make the change to the SSCX file format, simply click the Save button and then you can move it to the new computer. For now, I'm going to click Cancel. The last and final option that you have to move your script to a new computer is to use the Pack function. This is also found under the File menu, under Pack. When I click the Pack option, it opens up the Packer window, and it explains what this feature will do. It states that the Packer will create a copy of all the files in your presentation and put them in a separate folder for you. You can then take the folder and move it to a new computer and run it from there. Step number 1 has you select where you want it to be saved. You can choose something simple like your desktop, or if you have a flash drive or something similar, you can choose that. Step number 2 has you save the name of the folder, as well as the script file name. Once you've done all three of these things, you click Pack My Presentation, and MediaShout does the work for you. The packing process creates one folder that has all of your media images inside of it, as opposed to the SSCX file that is only one file. That's the biggest difference between SSCX and packing. No matter which option you choose to move it from one computer to another, it's extremely important that this is the last step that you take before moving it to that computer. Make sure that you've done all editing that needs to take place on this computer, and then make your choice and pack it to the cloud, save it as an SSCX, or pack it to a flash drive or a thumb drive. Now that we have built the entire script and formatted it, we're ready to bring it to the church to present it. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn more about MediaShout and how it can help you in your ministry.